Respect back to the king of pop.
Hey, we are live. We are here with a very special announcement with one of the biggest Michael Jackson, New York / Cali advocate and coordinator, Melanie Freeman.
Hey, I love my memories in the countdown.
Yes,
We've
and
done a lot, so.
it's funny. I don't know if you know this, but you were the first official, or the Michael Jackson fans of New York was the first official event I ever gone to for New York. Now I've done Michael stuff by myself, but I actually was seeking a group, and you were my first encounter.
Yeah.
And they say it like your first impressions are the lasting. That was over what, 13 years ago, and I'm
13 years
still
ago.
going strong. I
Yeah.
appreciate what you bring to the New York space / Cali.
Well, New York has got to represent for Michael, and
Yes.
it was important when we started Michael Jackson fans in New York that we live up to his legacy, and that's a legacy of giving back and loving one another and fellowship and all that good stuff. So we have to thank Michael for that because he set the example.
Yeah. So I'm curious, before we get into the news, what motivates you? Because I mean, you don't get paid for this, and I know from little birdies that a lot of this comes out of your own pocket. What makes you dedicate this kind of time and money for another person's legacy?
Well, the man's legacy is important. Anyone's legacy is important. And Michael did so much to give back to the world. And so much that's written about him is unfair. And we know as fans what the truth is. So that motivates me to just keep going, to represent, to be a good representative of what Michael believed in. And that's what the Michael Jackson fans in New York is all about.
That's awesome. I honestly, like I have this thing. I just started doing live, so forgive me. I didn't even introduce myself. Hey guys, my name is Gadget Trish for the I Love the Jackson Family YouTube channel. And if you guys don't know, it is a completely separate channel from Gadget Trish. Thanks to the Michael Jackson community, you guys are not happy that there wasn't any more Jackson posts. And I say, you know what, it's time for their own channel. It was long overdue. But I want, I guess, the next decade to be, more focused and giving recognition to people like you, Melanie, who make the Jackson community an amazing space to be in. You have definitely inspired me to keep going. Sometimes it does get frustrating. Like I said, it's financially and time draining. But then you're like, you know what? Like you said, legacy matters. It's like it's important that we get on the right side of the textbooks and let the world know, like, these people have paid their dues. They sacrifice so much to entertain us. Why are we not speaking about it? And what's up with the lies and just the insanity behind it.
Well, I have to thank you because you've been there from the very beginning. 13 years ago, we started the group, and you have chronicled everything that we've done and been a great supporter and advocate. So we want to thank you as well.
Oh, I don't know. It's so funny. I love to compliment, but I'm like, oh my God, thank you. I appreciate it, but it's easy when you have people like you in this space. I'm going to be honest. I'm thinking when Michael died, I remember I was like, oh, this will probably last a year. You know how New Yorkers are. This will last a year, and I can't believe we're 13 years strong now.
Yeah.
Strong. Like, I'm in awe. Like, the sisterhood's still there. You guys are still doing your thing. I call Gaston, Amy, and Josh the Jackets. They're still around. It's amazing to see that. I see Randy,
And so
Linda's. I see everyone still advocating for Michael, and hopefully I will be able to interview everybody down the line because these are the people that make it possible for all this to happen. Like to all the people that donate quietly, we again we appreciate it. Sometimes people are like, "Hey, Gadget, I got a ticket for somebody. Just give it to a random fan." These things make it a special space, you know.
and it's very important to give back and give back to the fans and the
Yes,
people that you mentioned. They've been there from the beginning and they're still there. They're still working hard. They're
yeah,
enjoying the music, enjoying the musicals, and going to Las Vegas to see the MJ1 show. So we're all still
yes.
doing it.
Mm-hmm. It's so interesting when I was documenting this at the time. I was just recording. If that makes any sense, I had no idea how. Like, believe it or not, and I don't know if people realize this. This is a very unique chapter of Michael's legacy. I'm blessed, and I'm sure you are too. We grew. I mean, I grew up on Michael. I was a little girl in the '80s, and I do remember Michael being the biggest thing when I was a kid. To see this wave in someone's afterlife is to me mind blowing.
Yeah.
Like, and the way people just go hard for his legacy. Like, I kind of wish I documented things better, not realizing there was history being made. But I was
And
just like,
history is still being made. Mike
yes,
Michael got over 1 billion views on Billie Jean on YouTube. They don't care about us. It's getting close there, and that is growing. No other artist has that kind of fandom that just grows and grows. And we see the videos on YouTube of the youngsters, 5, 6, 7 year old, singing and dancing to Michael's music. So it's important. And that's why I always say legacy matters.
yes. So now that we're going into second decade, um, what what do you want to bring to this? Because I mean, I know for me, I've learned from my mistakes in the first year. Document better. And
Mhm.
what would you like to bring for the next chapter of Michael's legacy for New York slash Cali?
Well, there's several things. There's a lot of good things going on right now that fans should support, and we're behind a lot of them. So but just to be diligent. As I said before, there are a lot of sort of misinformation. Some of it is deliberate about who Michael was. We all know the truth. So to really be his little soldiers of love on on social media and really tell people what the facts are, who this man was, and share that music because that's going to live forever. They can take away a lot of other things away from him, but they can't take the music away from him. And that's why the MJ the musical, you're wearing the shirt right now, is so important because it showcases who this man was.
Speaking of the musical, what a great accidental segue. Do we want to talk about, well, let me just add this to the stream. Do we want to talk about this?
Yes, yes. 10, 10 Tony nominations. Let me tell you something. When the Tonys were announced earlier this week, a bunch of us went on YouTube and watched it live, and the excitement in the fan community. This musical that a lot of people try to downgrade, but the fans love it. And anybody who's seen it, I have not met one person or spoken to one person who's seen that musical and has not fallen in love with it. So 10 Tony nominations. And then we got to
Wow.
give a shout out to Miles Frost, who plays Michael with all the humanity that is entitled to that man. And Miles Frost, who is new to Broadway, gets his first Tony nomination. How amazing.
Wow.
He's already won as far as I'm concerned. Um,
Yes.
so we're very excited.
So we want to, I guess, another segue, talk about the voting?
Yes.
All right.
So Broadway.com is having an audience choice, and we're encouraging everyone to vote. And you go to Broadway.com and look for the audience choice, and then vote for anything dealing with MJ the musical. Vote for Miles Frost, and it's listed in several categories. 10 nominations. There's a lot there. It'll take you 5 minutes to do. So we're encouraging everyone to show out for for this musical. These folks have worked really hard. We all went to the opening in December, the previews, and we had a little fan get together after the show at a bar around the corner from the theater, McHale's, and the cast came and hung out with us, and we got to meet them and talk to them and how dedicated they are to Michael's legacy. So they deserve this. They deserve to be the best musical on Broadway right now, and they show it every night. So we're excited for it.
Mm-mm. I actually want to plug in your group because this is, let me just remove this here. This is how I met you.
Yes.
At the time, I think Facebook was the main way to communicate with people. Yes, please follow me because I follow everybody that knows what's going on in the Jackson community. But it does make more sense to follow the source. Some of my biggest Jackson family blessings has been because of Melanie Freeman. Like my favorite, Saya Garrett,
Yes.
backpack operation when we had karaoke. Oh my gosh, the water fight. I can go on and on and on. Like I really can. And energy is important. I spoke about this in a previous post. I can tell you how crazy my life is, good and bad. But when you come to a Jackson event, take a couple of hours, leave that drama at home, put on your glove, get into the music,
On your hat if
embrace
you
for a
got
couple of
one.
hours. Just leave your work. Your worries ain't going nowhere. Just for a second, come with good energy because you don't know what impact you leave on people in this moment in a group setting. I've never had an issue with anybody in the community. Like I really have a good time. It's just such everybody's dancing. I love how people donate. Like, sometimes I've gone to your events and you guys are giving away top prizes. And that means some fans probably came out their pocket to make sure you had to make those. Like, people don't know. And a lot of people took for granted the first 10 years because there was so much going on back then.
Mhm.
Oh, this is always going to be here. Listen, things are not always going to be the same. Do them while you can. This is why we're having this live now because, there's Jackson family events going on. Melanie, of course, is doing something special. That's why she's here. And I want people to participate. Now, if you don't have the money, fine. Don't go to part A, go to part B because we're going to talk about what part A and B is.
Yes.
I don't want nobody to go into debt into this. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I don't have money, I can't go. Do what you can. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you I don't have money. I've said it before, but I do what I can. Like, this is what it is. So, do we want to announce New York, or do we just want to do the overall
Let's
announcement?
do what's going on with New York right now.
All right, let me see. The majority of New York. The only thing that I know about New York, quick update for those who saw the live with me and Gaston, we
Mhm.
have a DJ, y'all. It's DJ
Yeah.
Quick. I think the tickets are about $50. It's July 30th, and hopefully I'll be there. No promises, but that's my intentions. Um, Please, guys, you guys don't know. Most of the time when they do boat rides, they take a loss. So that means this is just fans just trying to get fans experiencing something special. I've gone to every boat ride they've ever done. I always have a good time. Come with your best Michael Jackson or Prince t-shirts because this is a Michael Jackson / Prince boat ride this time. And it's just a good time to see people you haven't seen in a long time. So that's the only New York thing that I'm aware of. So let me see. I guess you'll take over.
Yeah, we'll talk about June 25th if it's okay.
Oh yes, let me just get this down. Come on, remove. There we go. All right, good.
All right, so June 25th. It's a bittersweet date. We know what that date means. It's the day that Michael passed away. So one of the things that the Michael Jackson fans of New York decided to do was to celebrate this man on this day, and move away from the somberness of it and move into celebrate. And one of the great ways to do that is my MJ the musical, and we are asking fans to come to the 8 o'clock show, and to see this musical. The cast knows we're going to be there. We've already let them know, so they're gonna really bring it, I'm sure, because they know we're going to be there. Now, one of the things that I'm excited about is a group of fans, and the idea came from a fan named Michelle Yvette, and what she we did was there were 5 or 6 of us put together our money and bought tickets for fans who normally would not be able to go see the musical. So we're bringing fans to the musical. They won the tickets, and we're asking people who can afford it and it's in their budget to bring somebody they love to that musical. So each one bring one, and make it a whole movement, because that's what Michael was about. So that's happening November 25th, the 8 o'clock show. There are 2 shows on that day, but we're focusing on the 8 o'clock show. Now, the thing about MJ the musical is that they sell out all the time, and especially on the weekends. But I looked at there's still lots of tickets available for June 25th. So we're asking everyone to really have a good time. Come join us. And after the musical, we're going around the corner to Mikhail's bar, and we're going to have an after party, and that's free. So even if you can't come to the musical for whatever reason, come party with us. And we have a great time. And as I said, the cast knows we're going to be there. So it's June 25th. Each one bring one. That's what we're calling it. And
Yes.
bring someone that you love, you care about, who needs to see this musical. Everyone. If you want to understand the humanity of Michael Jackson, watch that musical. And
Right.
I've seen it a couple of times. I cry each time I see it. And I'm up dancing and singing. And it is like a concert, like Michael Jackson was on that stage, because his essence is on that stage. So
I'm,
we
I'm
hope, oh,
glad
I want
you saw.
everyone to
You know,
join us.
I haven't seen this yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it? You got.
No. Can I be honest? Because I'll be that person, be like, no, she didn't say this on live. I was a little like unsure about seeing this. And then like Moonwalker Kingdom loved it. MJ Fangirl just saw it. Of course, you guys been talking about it. I said, I guess I have to go and see. I got the t-shirt, but I still have not seen this. But the reviews have been really good.
Well, when I heard that they were doing the musical, because I know what Broadway is certainly all about, I had some concerns about how they were going to portray Michael's life honestly. And they beyond my expectations. I love this musical. I'm encouraging everyone to see it. It tells the truth. It's not all sunshine either. There's some real hard truths that we all knew about, that Michael had to deal with. So it's in the musical, but the music, the sets, the costumes, and once again, the young man that plays, he's 22 years old. His name is Miles Frost, is phenomenal. And the fact that he has never done Broadway before, and as I said before, he got his first Tony nomination, he's brilliant. So I've seen it with Miles, and I've also seen it with the understudy, and his name is Arami, and they're both equally as good.
Oh,
So
that's good.
yeah, so you get worried. When I was a little concerned when they told me the understudy was gone. I've seen it 4 times already.
Wow. You are so dedicated.
Yeah, well, and I enjoy it. And we're going back on the 25th. So you need to come with us, Gadget.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Like, uh it's been one of those years. But definitely working. I feel like the t-shirt is my friend said for the price you spent for the t-shirt. And I brought the bag. They said you could have brought the ticket. But you know me, I am a
I
sucker for
love that.
merch. I
Yeah.
love merch.
And what did I get? Oh, I got I don't know if you can see it. I got the sweatshirt and some other things. So, and the mug.
Oh, guys, bring money. You're going to need it. And
Yes.
what I love about your events, and I think that's why I was always able to support it. If you could not afford the things you had to pay for, you always had free options.
Yep.
And so, like, that's what I really, really, really like. Like, sometimes things are so exclusive that you can't participate. You've always had very budget friendly things, and like you said, you're able to give tickets away, so that was really cool of you. I know we didn't discuss this, but is there a way to support, like, do you have a way to send money to the Michael Jackson fans in New York, or you haven't set that up yet?
We haven't set that up yet. So
Maybe
that's
in the future, like, we maybe a Patreon, we got to figure this out, because it's like, I'm aware of the awesome women in your team, but it would be nice if there were other ways for outsiders to help fund
sure.
that, because you always give. So it's just another opportunity just to give it right back. It's not like you're profiting from it, but
Mhm.
I hope the estate knows about this woman. Melanie doesn't play, y'all. Like, if you are not following her, let me make
Yes,
sure you
please
guys are
follow me.
aware.
Instagram, Twitter.
Let me see. This
There we go.
this is your
Those are
Twitter,
my
right? And Instagram.
yeah, my Instagram.
And again, that's how I found her. I have been very happy being in her presence. Make sure that you follow her. Um, for other Michael Jackson stuff, for those who are here for mainly for Michael Jackson season, MJ Studio is back. This is a California
Yes.
event. Now, I don't have complete details, but again, follow these people's Instagrams. This is probably the most fullest Jackson family season I've ever seen in my life. This is one time I wish I had stimulus money, to be honest, because it's just so much going on.
New York,
Also,
Los Angeles, Las Vegas, uh,
London,
London. Yes.
they're doing Kingvinction. It's the 17th and 18th. They already have a lineup of everybody that's so far participating. I heard it's awesome. I cannot wait to start traveling overseas again just to participate in that kind of stuff. Um, what else? Oh, shout out to Tito Jackson, the
Hey.
awesome daddy of 3T. Y'all know I love me some 3T. He's having two shows coming up in May. So if you are in Hawaii, please show support to Tito. He's a sweetheart. Oh my God, I love him.
What an amazing reason to go to Hawaii to see Tito Jackson.
Yes. Could you imagine, like, oh yeah, I always wanted to go to Hawaii and Tito's there. That's how I plan my trips, to be honest. Like, I went to Paris and my friends were so annoyed with me, my non-Michael Jackson friends. They said, don't go to Paris and let that all be about Michael. Guess what, everybody? That whole trip was about Michael
Not like
Jackson. I haven't even seen nothing past the Eiffel Tower because I was so focused on Michael Jackson stuff in Paris that hopefully when I go back to Paris, I get to see Paris for real. But all
well,
my
this
trips are
this
very
is
Jackson driven, all of them.
this is the amazing thing about this fan community that you can go to any country, city in the world, and you can meet other fans. And
Yes.
I have fans that I talk to maybe if not weekly, if not daily, and I've never met them face to face, but we meet on social media. And I know if I go to Paris, I can hang out with the Parisian fans. I got my girls in Japan that I actually have met them, and they come to Las Vegas, and I'll be in Las Vegas this year for Michael's birthday. So I get to see my Japanese friends, and
Wow.
that's the wonderful thing about this fan community that we all love and support each other.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's how I met all of you guys. I didn't even have any uh I mean, my mom's a fan. That's why you guys saw her when she was here. And I have a cousin that you guys haven't met yet. But those are the only two like hardcore fans I have in my family. And then, like, my best friend's a Janet Jackson fan, but she's never done anything with me. Hold on. If Jazz, if you're watching, I don't understand why we haven't done Janet stuff. Just saying. That's my best friend. Like, none of my friends ever do nothing, but no shade to my friends though. These Jackson people though, they travel.
Keep you busy. Yeah.
Yes. And it's funny, like, we don't have money. I know, like, a lot of us were just very resourceful, Like there'll be like sometimes 4 girls in one room, but we make it happen. We
Exactly.
make it happen. We sacrifice. I was like one of the most unexpected trip I had was Paris. To be honest, it was just like I think it was MJ Fangirl. She goes, "Uh, there's an exhibit in Paris. Do you want to go?" And I was just like, she said it like it was a subway trip down the road. And I was just like, yeah, okay. And then if you go to Paris in winter, it's really cheap. To be honest, it's like cheaper than Cali. To be honest, so the girls work their magic. That trip was actually cheaper than me to go to Cali. To be honest, I think the whole thing cost me 1,200, and we were at a top like a 5-star hotel.
Yep.
Like there was no budget, like budget cuts. It was just like it's just the cheapest time to go. So, I know from your experience, find people who dream big, and then make it happen.
What
Because you
happened?
don't have to be rich to do this. You just got to be resourceful, and you have to plan a little bit and save a little bit, but you don't have to be rich. I'm not rich, guys.
No,
I am
neither
far
am I.
from it.
Neither am I. But we all try. We sleep 4 or 5 in a room.
Yes.
June 25th, there's gonna be 5 of us in one room. Don't tell the hotel, but that's what's gonna happen. Uh, and we're going to have a great time. So, you can budget out as accordingly. And that's why really want to urge fans to come down to the theater and
Yeah.
hang out with us, even if they can't go see the show budget wise, which I understand, but come down and hang out with us. We used to be in front of the Apollo Theater, and
Yes.
that got to be a little bit of an issue. So we're moving everything we did at the Apollo, we're moving it to the theater. Which they would love to see us there.
I'm glad you brought that up. I meant to ask you that off camera, but that's fine. Are we moving? Like, for example, are we going to meet at the Apollo at all, or we're just going straight to Broadway?
I think we should all go straight to Broadway. I think fans need to do whatever is most comfortable for them. The Apollo, sometimes they really love that we're there, and sometimes they don't, and that's the reality of what that is. Michael's plaque is on the ground there, so we need to honor that. You can do both on the way to the theater if
Right,
you want to
right.
stop back by. I don't want to give up on the Apollo because I think it's an important part of Michael's legacy and the Jackson Five's legacy, but at the same time, we need to go somewhere that we're welcome.
I
Um,
agree. I think I covered the last group setting at the Apollo, and if my memory serves me right, there was some shade, and
mhm.
we made a video about it because it was just like we had people from like Canada or something, and I couldn't imagine traveling like a gazillion miles to be said, well, you guys can't even get a picture. If
Yeah.
my memory serves me right, and you were there with me, Les, Juan, there was a couple of us, and we were like, what? Like, are you kidding me?
Yep. The
You
Jackson
know,
Five was one of the pioneers that built that house. There were many other artists as well, of course, but I don't want to have this battle with the Apollo. We will be respectful, um, but let's go where we're wanted. And for the cast to see Michael Jackson fans, they look out the window for their dressing rooms and they hear us singing and dancing downstairs. The cast of MJ the Musical I'm talking about. Let's go where we're wanted, and that theater is it.
yeah. I'm glad you brought up the Apollo thing because I was just like, I'm sure people are confused. Like,
Yeah.
if we moving forward, I know I do go to it privately, but like last year, Wanda and Leslie and them did something at the last minute, and we went to like karaoke kind of thing. And then after I went to the Apollo, but for me, it's not a big deal. I live so close to Apollo. It's nothing. But when you're from Long Island or Brooklyn or Queens, you don't want to travel an hour or more, and they're like, "Oh, you can't be here."
Yeah. So I mean, I plan to go back to the Apollo not on June 25th, but we're June 26th. I'm going to go leave some flowers near Michael's plaque. So we're going to do that weekend. Because we'll be in Harlem now. We want to go. Actually, we're going to go see the Lion King of all things, and then we're going up to Harlem afterwards. So we got a busy weekend planned.
I'm
All
glad it's
5
on
of
the
us in
weekend, though. I said,
one.
"Oh, it's on the weekend! Yay!"
Yeah, yay! So, but I just want to encourage everyone to be part of what's going on at MJ the Musical because it's important. It's important for his legacy. There's a movie that's they're getting ready to start production on. That's going to be an important part of the legacy. But right now, we've got that musical and we've got the show. And I don't want to forget the show in Las Vegas, MJ1, because that's crucial as well. And that's still selling out. And it's what, 6, 7 years now that that Las Vegas show is still there. And
Wow.
so we're all going back on August 28th. Uh to sell Michael's birthday's on the 29th, but the estate is having an event on the 28th, and we're all going back.
You talking about Vegas?
Las Vegas, yeah, we're going back on the 28th.
Listen,
Yeah, my
I
credit
was
card
just
is
talking to
hurting.
one of the girls today, and I'm like, "What are we doing for MJ's birthday?" And I'm like, "Y'all going to Vegas? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can get my money up." If you're watching this live, do me a favor. Can you make sure you sub to this channel, like the video, and get the algorithm in my favor here? I'm not asking for money, just support so I can get some money from Google, the Google gods.
It's from the Vegas. I'm honey, my credit card is hurting, but I'm going.
Well,
I
Vegas
mean,
is literally like one of my favorite places to go,
we go.
especially for Michael, because you know me, I like to dress up.
Yeah,
Vegas, I get to be me. Like the real me is like very Cyndi Lauper. For those
yeah.
that are young, that'd be like Lady Gaga to y'all. Like I love going all out. Like Vegas, I get to be myself and nobody questions that. So
And we're sleeping 5 to a room there too, so that's how we can afford it.
yes, that is awesome. So you guys heard it from her first. There might, there's something going on for Michael's birthday. That was some tea even new to me. That I was like, wait a minute, did you say what I think you just said?
August 28th, the estate has always has a special event. Last year, I went last year. Kenny Ortega, uh, Michael's choreographer and producer, spoke to all of us and gave us some insight about working with Michael. So I don't know who the special guest will be this year. I'm sure the estate will find someone to talk to us. But it's just a fun thing. Last year, Prince Jackson showed up and he hung out with the fans. So we had breakfast with Prince. So
No,
it was fun.
yeah, can we talk about? Hold on. I know everybody's probably like, get off of Prince's stuff, but yo, can me give you the? Let me turn this up because
What's going on with Prince?
let me tell you, I've spoke about the Prince, my Prince experience at the How Haven Hearst. I want to hear about yours because Prince. Now I want y'all to keep in mind, I met minimum like 15 Jacksons. I've even had moments where I got to interview them privately. Though Prince is something special. Prince is one of the warm, and that says a lot because these are warm. The Jacksons are warm. So for me to say Prince is warm, he's like warm. Please tell me your experience with Prince Jackson.
Well, I was able to take a couple pictures with him. He was so engaging. He sat there and took pictures with every fan. He showed up at the Kenny Ortega lecture, and there had to be 30 fans gathered around. He spoke to every one of us. He took pictures with every one of us. He bought his dog Harley with him, so we got to meet the dog. His girlfriend was there as well, and the next morning, the estate threw a breakfast for all of us, and Prince came to the breakfast again and engaged with the fans. So Michael taught that young man well. That's all I can say.
I
He
get
taught him well.
goosebumps. I,
And now I'm going to Thriller Nights in October,
you are
and
so lucky. We still don't have tickets because the price was too high, and we're trying to figure things out. I know for MJ Fangirl, she has a Patreon. I'm trying to get what do you call it, a coffee account
yep.
where fans can donate like $3. We're just trying to find a creative way to get down there. But congratulations, whether I can go or not, I'm very glad you're getting to go. It's an amazing
Well, I've never
experience.
gone, and I said this is the year I'm gonna go. So, and I, and to see the work that Prince does, and it's the 40th year for Thriller, so this was the year to go. So I'm sure they're gonna do it up, um, and we get to meet BG in Paris and all of that. I've met Paris before, so I haven't met BG, but just happy to be able to engage with them. But my
Yes.
Prince is similar to yours. He's lovely. He's engaging. He's
Yes,
so appreciative of the fans. He tells us what we meant as family to his father, because Michael called us the fans his family, and Prince respects that and respects the fans. I've never seen anything like it, and
I
he's so
haven't
to the
either.
opposite.
And you
Yeah,
know what's interesting, especially like first gen, like the Jacksons are like that too. And
yeah,
maybe I'll start sharing some things people are not aware of. But there was there was a moment where I needed a favor, and they granted it. And when I get there, this is what I wasn't expecting. They were thanking me.
yeah,
I turned around like, who are you talking to? Because
yeah,
I couldn't believe it. This is the most humble family I've ever met.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm just like, and to see it carrying over now to the second gen, um, whew, because it's just like sometimes it's like, I'm a big fan of the Jacksons, and you guys know Chris Brown. I'm not a big fan of a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, but it's good when you get that gratitude, because then it makes you like, okay, this is not for nothing. You get you get that I appreciate you and you appreciate me. It's a give and take, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah,
And Prince has been the most unexpected thing on the planet. Because I
yeah.
was like, he gets us, and that's
The,
really
the
we
thing is, the Prince paid attention to what his father taught him, and
yes,
and Prince says it all the time. His father loved his fans. You all were family. He said that to me.
yes,
So he paid attention, and he respects that. And you see other artists who don't respect their fan community.
girl.
But
Well, I
and
had some stories I will never like say a bad experience out loud, but I've been in situations. That's why I don't go to up to most celebrities where it just went so left for no logical reason. Like I've been in a situation where a friend of mine, not Jackson related at all, make this very clear. It's just another celebrity. A friend of mine noticed someone in New York, because New York we see them all the time, and the person goes, "There's ABC." The person looked at her like she cursed him out and just ran away from her.
yeah,
She didn't ask for a picture. All she said was, "There's A and B, C."
yeah,
Nothing else. I was like, what?
yeah.
There was nobody else there. There was just no need for it, to be honest. I was just like, she even asked for nothing. She just said, "There, that's it."
It's not my. It's certainly not the experience I've had with the Jacksons. I
Never,
I met the
never.
team, and they were in Las Vegas with us last year, and they took pictures with all of us,
Oh
and signed,
man.
signed autographs, and did all the things that they need to do.
That was so funny because the girls were all in Gary when y'all were in Vegas, right? So we're like, we hope to see somebody from the family. So slowly you're seeing Prince, you're seeing Siggy, and you're just doing the math, and you're like, wait a minute. If they're in Vegas, that means who the heck is in Gary, Indiana?
Yeah, yeah,
Nobody.
you know that.
So it turned out we got a nice blessing after all. They let us go in the exhibit even though it was closed. But I was just so annoyed. And then the good thing is you fast forward a few months and Havenhurst happens, which was so unexpected. But I'm like, and it comes to show though, it pays to be part of the information. That's why I tell you guys, please make sure that you join the Michael Jackson Fans New York Facebook page. Make sure that you follow her Instagram and Twitter, because she is the reason why I know is going to New York. I don't just wake up and go, I feel a Michael Jackson event in New York. No, I know this lady on the screen. That's how I know. So it's just like, it
Well,
doesn't make sense, to follow me. Follow the people that follow the information. It's a lot of people. It's you. It's Gaston. It's MJ Fangirl. These are key people you want to follow. Moonwalking Kingdom, like people that they know what's going on. So just in case you guys don't know, this is her Twitter and Instagram. Write it down. That's your homework, guys. And most
Melly
important,
for
this is the
Justice.
reason why
Yep.
I know about the community of, Michael Jackson friendships. It started with this group here. So,
And
you
I
know,
want to tell you that you don't have to live in New York to be part of Michael Jackson Fans of New York. Um, so come to the page. We would love to have you. We have fans from all over the world part of that group. And the nice thing is when people come to New York, they look for us. And a lot of fans from coming from out of town are coming to see the show on June 25th. So
Oh, good.
please come join the Michael Jackson fans of New York.
Yes. Do you have any Cali information for for MJ season in general? Because I'm not aware of anything for Cali.
Well, I can tell you when this year we're not doing the roses for a variety of reasons.
What?
One one rose is taking a break. They've taken because of COVID. Um,
Okay.
so we're hoping that one rose will come back next year.
Okay.
But there's a gentleman named Ron Pia, which PIA, who is planning to bring flowers to Holly Terrace. So there are going to be events. They're going to have the moment of silence that they always do. So that's part of it. And there's a Michael Jackson fans of Los Angeles group, and there's a California Week event group. So you can join that group and find out what's going on there. So
All right. I mean, just in case people are not aware of what California Week is, do you want to explain what California Week is?
yes, it is. It is the week. It's June 25th. It actually starts like on the 21st, 22nd. It is to honor Michael. That is the week we lost him. So they plan, the fans want to get together and they bring beautiful displays of love. That's what I call them to Holly Terrace, where Michael is buried. So there's that. So that's the whole week. And then a group of those fans leave California and they go to Las Vegas. So they end up in Las Vegas. So you can meet fans from all over the world. And that's when I've gotten to meet the most fans when I show up at Holly Terrace on June 25th.
Yeah. Um, it's interesting being a New Yorker that travels to Cali. Um, there isn't which place is better. That's for a separate discussion. But what I like about Cali / New York, you're going to be a winner regardless.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. There's pros and cons to it. I'm not sure if you guys have MJ Fangirl's going places book, but she maps out the top places in New York, Cali, Vegas. When you live in cities like that, now of course, because Melanie's in New York for June 25th, clearly New York's a key place to be for Michael Jackson week. But most of the time, I'm keeping it around more of a Cali person for that week. But because of Panorama, it makes more sense financially to be in New York, And if I did travel, then Vegas would make sense for the birthday. It's like you pick and choose where you want to spend your coins. Because even if you're a New Yorker, you still got to get the Broadway ticket, I did see the menu for the bar you chose. If you're vegan like me, guys, they have an Impossible Burger. I checked. They got a salad. Vegans can eat. Because I'd be like, y'all better get some vegan menus. I ain't going back to beef. Health reasons.
No, they'll take good care of you there. So
yeah, I was really happy like that. And I like that, it's no pressure to be in a restaurant, but you can still eat. The most important part is we're going to play Michael Jackson music. We're going to take over that bar like we always do. We take over everything. New Yorkers are notorious for that. No matter where we are, we'll be like, hi, we know this is your bar. Where's the Michael Jackson music? We're changing things up.
last year, we were there in February. We paid the bartender who controls the music. They said, look, I know this is your bar, but we need to hear some Michael Jackson music. And he played it. So, and we paid him. We gave him a good tip. So, yeah, and come hang out with the fans.
Yeah.
And I can't guarantee that the cast will join us this year, but they know we're going to be there. So, likely they might show up and you get to meet some of the cast members.
Well, the trick is a lot of people always ask me, like, how do you do all the things that you do? Make sure that you are with the group so that you have I call it the group magic, to be honest. Because it's always funny when we're all walking around with our T-shirts and our bags. It's cool to see it all together. It's kind of like, I also do stuff like Star Wars and Marvel. Like, what do they call it? Comic-Con's cool because you see all these random people doing something odd together. Not saying what we're doing is odd, but it's something different. That's the better word of saying that.
Yeah.
So if you know June 25th, a bunch of New Yorkers going to celebrate Michael's legacy. Get your T-shirts, your jackets. Meet us there June 25th, 8 p.m. and let's have a good time.
Absolutely. And I would love to meet. I'm looking at the names in the chat here. I would love to meet these folks and, introduce yourself to me, and join the Michael Jackson fans in New York. And I post everything on that page. We have 10 admins on that page, and they're always posting. So right now we're pushing the contest, which ends on Sunday. So we're encouraging everyone to vote for MJ the Musical and Miles Frost. There you go. And it's free to do it. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yes, we're just asking for a little bit of time. I think people don't understand if you don't have currency, honestly, time is the most valuable thing. Like I said, almost everything I've done with you has been free. Just show up, swipe in, because I live in New York, swipe your Metro card, and that's it. Just
Yeah.
show up, give people your time, especially now we don't really see each other the way we used to. And now that the panorama has, well, we're still going through it. I actually knew in real time though I was experiencing something very unique.
Hmm.
I am an odd person. I am socially awkward, and it's cool that you guys make me feel welcomed. I
Absolutely.
found my people. I'm not crazy. I'm just unique. I'm a very unique, youthful, older person, and I just never feel out of place when I'm with you guys.
Well, we value you. And as I said, you've been there from the beginning. And I appreciate all the work you do. I appreciate this forum, that you allow fans to come on and talk about different projects and talk about Michael. I can talk about Michael 24 hours of the day. So it is something I do out of a pure sense of joy. And I appreciate the fact that you give me this platform to talk about the things that really matter to his legacy.
Well, speaking of legacy, and this wasn't planned, but this is something worth speaking about. Shout out to Janet Jackson, whose documentary was about her, but of course, it's entwined with the legacy of the phenomenal Jackson 9 children that came out of Catherine Jackson's awesome miracle body. And Joe and Catherine have created, my opinion, but I think I'm right on this, the most entertainment family in history. And if you guys haven't seen Janet Jackson's documentary, even though it's about her life, it goes down the history of what makes the Jackson legacy so important. These are people that came from this tiny house in Gary, Indiana. They came from nothing, put in hard work and like blood, sweat, and tears to entertain us. And to this day, are still bringing it as if they were still kids. You just saw the Jacksons in Gary, Indiana. They were on them stage like teenagers.
Yeah.
This is a very unique family. Like I hope to get to their level. I mean, not in fame, but in terms of discipline. Because when you are focused on something, then you see what you need to see in life. And I'm very inspired by them. So shout out
And
to Janet, who also has, let's make sure I plug in her show. She has two shows coming. I believe one is in July 2nd. Here we go.
mhm.
July 2nd
Which is
and
Essence. Yes, July 2nd.
July 23rd. We don't know if she's going to do another tour. I hope she does, but no time soon, Janet. I ain't got money yet. But Janet is another phenomenal entertainer.
Well,
And
apparently she's coming out with new music too. So
oh, nice. So make sure, like, if to understand part of legacy, check out her awesome documentary. You will not.
and there's
I
a
was
thing in that,
crying, but I was just like,
there's a really beautiful scene in the documentary where Michael and Janet are writing the lyrics to Scream. Do you remember that?
yes,
And you got to see that creative process and but how they respect and the brother and sister dynamic. So
yes,
I encourage everyone, if you haven't seen it, watch it and certainly vote for best music documentary.
yes. And again, and congrats to this awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. It's a
Oh,
lot of magic for the Jacksons this year. And I
you know,
mean, guys, like whether it's sharing social media, supporting events, You vote with your time, you vote with your dollars, you tell the world they matter when you support. And again, it doesn't have to be about going to everything. It could be something that's streaming their new music. You know, my graphics are not working for TJ Jackson, but he's doing his first solo show
Yeah.
in Europe, and some shows sold out already. You know, if you guys are in Paris and certain parts of London and stuff, go support the show. His tickets are so affordable. His VIP is so affordable. And there's something super going on in London with Diana Ross. Oh my God, I wish I can go to this. And
And
the
the Jacksons
Jacksons.
will be there. Yes.
Oh my God. You know, so it's this is the year. You know, everybody goes, oh, you know, they never come, they come, but you have to be ready for that. You know, I remember like whenever I got tax return, I put it in the bank. Then something would happen, boom, I'd be dead in the front, VIP or whatever. I don't have it, but if you know you want something, then you save for it. So when it happens, you're not like, oh, what is going on? So that's my best tip. Save, be ready for it to happen, and then enjoy yourself. You know,
Well,
and connect with people like Melanie and groups so that you can take it to the next level, though.
there's one thing I want to announce that you don't know about, but when I mentioned that each one bring one, and I would like to bring you on June 25th, and I'm going to get a ticket for you, and you come see the show because you have to see the show.
Oh,
So
make me cry. Shut up.
June 25th, 8 o'clock show. Put it on your calendar. You are
I
going to
will
come
be
with
there.
me. Okay.
I will be there.
I'm going to
And then
get you
maybe
a
I'll
ticket
buy
tonight.
some at the gift shop and pay it for it. Maybe I'll buy an extra bag for somebody and pay
There
that
you
for it.
go. But you have to come.
I
So, and
will.
you so each one, so I'm asking everyone to do the same. Each one bring one. So I'm bringing you Gadget Trish. So
Stop. Thank
you
you.
have to see that musical.
I'll definitely be there.
I'm gonna
And
buy
you
you
know I
tickets
will
tonight.
definitely pay it for it. I always do. Thank
Just
you.
pay it forward. I'd be glad to do that.
Well, guys, I'll be there. I
All
will
right.
definitely be.
Everybody who's in the chat, come hang out with us and
Yeah.
come to the after party.
Yeah. Heck
You
yeah.
too. So
And if, like I said, if you guys can't come, just come to the after party. There's food for vegans, non-vegans, healthy food, junk food. Just come with a good energy, though.
yeah,
Whatever you going through, says okay. As you guys can hear, I don't even have a voice because the sinuses. But you know what? It's gonna be good. Everything's gonna be okay. Oh,
well,
oh
it's my
my
pleasure.
gosh. Does anybody have any questions? I see a lot of people saying hello. Hey,
I'm
somebody got their
my glasses
tickets.
so I can read. Okay.
I know. I'm still getting used to live. It is not the easiest. Hey guys, big up to the Jackson family. Yes.
Miriam from is there. Yep.
Yeah. You
Big
know, speaking of Paris, I let me tell you something. So the day that I got I actually shot separate footage for this live, but it just didn't work. Went to the gift shop. I didn't know the Jacksons were here. No clue. No clue.
well,
Yeah,
they came. I didn't know that they were going to be here either. So they surprised us too. But I'm glad that they went back and saw that musical again. So
nice.
and
It was
Princess,
interesting. I mean, I guess because there was just so much chatter with the musical, I was like, well, I'm not gonna spend my coins and y'all can't figure out what's going on. But like you said, like people were seeing it and they were like, it's really good. And then I know a lot of non-Michael Jackson fans watching it, and they were like, oh my God, did you see it? And I'm like, no, you should see it. It's like this is coming from non-Michael Jackson fans. So
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, it really must be good.
As I said, I'm on social media a lot. I look up MJ the musical just to see what people are talking about. I have not seen one bad comment of anyone who saw that musical. Not one.
Wow.
People are blown away. And the fact that they nominated for 10 Tonys, now's the time to get your tickets because hopefully they will win, and especially Miles. That's what we're rooting for. And if they win a bunch of Tonys, there we go. Um, those tickets are going to be hard to get, so get them now.
That is a good point. Get it while you can. I know for the June 25th, the most inexpensive ticket was $89. So I was
Yep.
literally just there. And we did not bring this up, but this is very important. Just in case you don't have, then you know what? You do not have to be, I don't know if I can say this word on live. You don't have to have special shots to get inside, but you do still have to wear a mask. But keep in mind, things are always subject to change. But for now, there are no more restrictions. You can come to restaurants and Broadway now. And that just started with Broadway. It just started for New
But
York.
you have to wear a mask when you're in the theater.
Yeah.
You still have
So,
to wear a mask. Yep.
Just in case someone's like, hey, I can't get in. Yes, you could. You can, everyone is now welcome. Just, if you don't feel well though, please stay home. Like at work, my voice is really bad. They made me get a COVID test this week. They were like, why are you here? I'm like, it's allergies. They were like, take your behind to the testing center. Yeah, that's the only thing. Now when you get sick, people freak out. And I do understand that. I do.
Yeah, I took a COVID test this week because I wasn't feeling well, and it came back negative. So,
Good.
easy to do.
Yeah, that's the only thing, guys. Just keep yourself safe. And of course, if you don't feel well, then please stay home. Or get tested. You just might have allergies like me. That's all.
Miriam is asking, does the musical take place in Paris? Not yet, but after next year, it's going to go on tour, and it's going to be a worldwide tour. So it's going to start here in the United States, I believe Chicago and another city, but it'll get to you, and it's definitely going to London. So, so if you can't come here, they'll bring it to you to see it.
So, excuse my ignorance. So that means though, once it starts touring, that means it will no longer be in New York, correct?
No, it will still be in New York. It'll be a whole another company. Yeah.
Okay.
New York is open ended. It will, as long as we're buying tickets and going, New York will still be there. But they're gonna, like right now, there are about 8 different companies for Hamilton, the musical.
Okay.
So the Broadway show is still there, but these companies tour all over the world. So
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was like, okay, that means it's New York. But going back to what I said earlier, please don't take things for granted. Melanie can tell you I'll be the first to confirm it. Sometimes things go because people's lives change. Like our Thrill the World leader doesn't even live in New York anymore.
And she moved to Florida, I believe.
Yeah, so it's just like, people just probably thought we could do this every Halloween. No, she's gone. She's gone. If we have something, just do it while it's here. And then, of course, if it's here, it's here. But I'm so glad I did things in real time because now certain things just don't exist anymore.
As soon as this pandemic is officially over with, the MJ fans in New York are just going to do more events, and most of those events will be free. So, we'll hang out in Central Park like we used to do. We'll do different things. So, but right now we want everyone to be healthy and safe.
And I mean, if I ever hear any nerd stuff that we can intertwine into Michael, I'll reach out to you and say, hey, like right now I'm just doing a lot of Star Wars stuff. So even though it has something to do with Michael, but not really. But if I see some way to latch on, I'll be like, hey, because we've done that before, the pillow fight. Like we've made other New York free stuff work with Michael and kind of made it work. Because I mean, Michael was known for having fun and just, like I know a lot of Michael's kids and nephews and stuff, they like Comic-Con and stuff like I do. So they like that nerd community too.
Yep. Yeah.
It's just, you're right. We just still need to get back to normal. I'm not even in the subway no more. So I don't even know what normal is. I'm like, oh no, we're doing Uber.
Yeah, no, I don't do the subway, but I do Uber. So
yeah, I mean, or I'll do like I find ways, but sometimes it takes a lot longer to get home now. But it's just New York's not normal. And if you are visiting New York, I will never sugarcoat it. Be on guard, and I mean that's for any city. Everywhere I go is some kind of weird drama. Don't come in here like, oh my God, let me have my $2,000 iPhone out. No, put it in your bag.
Put it in your bag. Be smart.
Yes.
And be safe.
Yes.
And that's just not New York. That goes to
That's
many.
everywhere. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Like California, and this is before the pandemic. Child,
yeah.
I
California.
realize they have challenges. I would not say on camera. You really got to bring your P's and Q, and that's Cali.
Yeah,
Like especially the Hollywood area.
yeah, yeah.
Anytime you go someplace, whether you are native or not, be street smart. Even if not, become street smart. We want your trips to be fun. Let me make sure we didn't miss any questions. Oh my God. Guys, thank you guys for showing up. Make
Okay.
sure you follow my awesome friend who gave me a ticket. Michael
I know when you
Jackson.
said you hadn't seen that musical, I said we got to take care of that right now.
But you know it's crazy? I legitimately did get an invite for free, and like this is my first day not having a cough attack, and I actually have water just in case I did.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really I was like, Lord, please, I don't want to let Melanie down, but it was my first time like literally not coughing today,
I appreciate that. Yeah,
and it worked out. I didn't even have to sip it once. I did well. We did all right.
we did. We certainly did.
All right, guys. Well, if there's do you have any other news for Cali? Let's see, anything for New York or Cali that we should know about for MJ Week or that I miss?
Well, I just encourage everyone to go to the Facebook groups. There's a whole group dedicated to what's going on in California during Michael Week, and there's a group that talks about Las Vegas, which is Michael's birthday week. So join those groups, and they're posting all the time. We're having a high tea, believe it or not, in Las Vegas, just to do something different. And a group of us are going to be going down and having high tea on. Oh,
Yeah, I
so,
heard it somehow and I don't know, so I'm just trying to like comfort her.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
I don't know
so
what I
please
did.
and reach out to me on Twitter and Instagram. I'd love to chat with you and you follow me. I try to put up anything that's important to Michael's legacy. I'm talking about it, especially on Twitter.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
guys, we are having a good season. Make sure I see you guys on June 25th.
Yes.
And Vegas is coming. So we know for a fact there's something for Michael's birthday coming. So if you got the coins, they'll
I'm
be
in
in
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yep. Go
And
4
I
or
mean,
5 in a room like the rest of us do. That's
yeah,
how we do.
everybody keeps thinking like, oh, you must have a hookup or you know them. No, I do not. No, I do not. I do not know not one Jackson. I meet them just like I meet everybody else. You just go to these things that so happen that's where they're at.
Yep.
And the key thing is, don't get too comfortable. Just,
Yep.
enjoy the moment. They're not trying to be our friends, but they appreciate us. Just enjoy being with them for the moment and carry the blessing in your mind forever.
That's right. I just want to say one thing. I want to encourage everyone to stream. They don't care about us. It is close to being a billion views, which is important to Michael's legacy. So if you get a chance, go over to YouTube and take a look at it and look at it every day if you have to. But we want to
Okay.
get because Billie Jean reached a billion views and they don't care about us is about to do the same thing. So we just need the fans to do that. It's important to Michael's legacy. And people write about the fact that Michael's reached a billion views on YouTube. So we want to keep that going. So, and then this year's Thriller. So Thriller 40th anniversary. I remember when Thriller came out. So the fact of 40th anniversary is
Listen, I was a little kid and my mom's a very strict religious woman, or was. She passed away. Rest in peace, Motown Mommy. And I remember I wasn't allowed to have no real secular music. She let me have Michael Jackson Thriller.
that's
That was
right.
my first album, and it was vinyl back then for me. And
Yep.
I remember and I think that's why there's such a strong connection with Michael, because Michael's music was clean enough for my mom to be in the household, because it was only Disney, Christian praise music, and the Jacksons. That's all I was able to listen to. That was
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
it's just like, this is just like, and the fact that we're about to do like a big thing, another milestone with Thriller, like my whole outfit is literally just Thriller. That's it.
Yep.
So somebody actually asked a question. Hold on, guys. Melanie is going to Havenhurst for
I'm
doing
going
that.
to Ravenhurst on Halloween week.
Now,
I've never gone.
right now don't have tickets, but we've mentioned this in a recent stream. If you guys want to help us get there, I know MJ Fangirl has a Patreon. Like I said, I'm working on trying to get some kind of like fundraising thing. Right now, I don't have the money for that because I just put the money back from last year's Thriller Night. So I don't know if I'll be there, but
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
the ticket's still available, and we should tell everybody that it goes to charity and Heal Los
Yes, it
Angeles.
is a tax write-off too.
It's a tax write-off, and it's Prince Jackson's charity that he made to honor his dad. And they're doing great work. They're feeding the hungry and teaching people about healthy eating and all kinds of things.
Oh
So,
yeah. People don't understand the value of those programs. I know I've been on my own since I was a very, very young girl, like straight out of high school. And like in New York, like those pantries, those programs help people from like keep their lights on without going homeless, but you still have food in your stomach.
yeah.
So I'm really glad that Prince is doing these type of things. It does matter. Like sometimes that's all you have is money for the rent. And shout out to Prince for that. Somebody join your Facebook group. Please do it. Especially even if you're not from, like she said, New York, sooner or later you will get here. Put that in the universe. You will come visit us in New York and you want to be hooked up with us already.
Yes.
And just saying, I'm usually with these people. Just saying. If you look at all my footage, I'm always with Melanie. That's not a coincidence. I'm really part of the group.
Yep, you are part of the group. Absolutely. Yeah, please join us on Michael Jackson Fans in New York. You do not have to live in New York. You do not have ever had to be in New York.
Yeah.
You just have to love Michael Jackson. That's the only requirement.
Yeah, and come with good energy, no drama, no expectations, I was talking to one of Rocky earlier, and I said I think everything went well for me because I had no expectations. I really didn't. I didn't think I was going to make any friends. And like I said, I'm socially awkward. I'm an introvert, believe it or not. I know people don't believe that, but I really am. I get shy. And I made a bunch of friends just being myself, Sometimes I do get quiet, and y'all know that too. But sometimes I'm just like, but you guys always make me feel welcome.
Appreciate you,
So you don't know this, Melanie, but I put a small little clip of some of just literally like maybe 5 things that I've done with you. So we are going out. This is why you should join. Wait, just one more time, y'all. The Michael Jackson Fans in New York, because you get to do all the awesome things I get to do. I'm just going to go out with the outro of some of the things you brought to the community. I can never thank you enough for being such a beautiful spark in the community. I know for a fact you have sacrificed a lot for this. And I hope the estate sees this and make sure she gets what she needs to make sure that we can continue this, because you're amazing.
Thank you. And I appreciate that. I do it out of love. So it's all for love and legacy, as I say.
All right. Well, thank you again for the ticket.
I'll be in touch with you. As soon as we finish this, I'm going to go buy your ticket. So you're all good.
Thank you. Well, we are about to go out with clips of some of the things we've done with Melanie and the Michael Jackson Fans in New York. And until my next host, Gadget Trish from I Love the Jackson Family is out. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.